Chapter 26 of Fuzzy Mud. Wednesday, November 3rd at 2:20 p.m. Tamiya was shaking as she took the juice box from her sack. Using her teeth, she tore the plastic wrapping away from the straw. Chad, still down on the ground like a wounded animal, rubbed his blistered hands over his arms to try to keep warm. "What are you doing?" he rasped. "Just hold on a sec," said Tamiya. She had to concentrate very hard to keep her hand steady as she punctured the juice box with the pointy end of the straw. "Okay, hold out your hand." She placed the juice box in his hand and felt a rush of revulsion as his fingers touched hers. She wiped her fingers on her skirt as she watched him fumble with the straw and then stick it between his swollen lips. Chad sucked up all the juice and continued to suck until the sides of the box collapsed inward. "You want a sandwich?" she offered. She removed the lid from the plastic container. It was peanut butter and jelly, with the crusts removed. She thought about what Miss Latherley had said and almost laughed. "Gee, I hope you're not allergic," she thought. He sprang at her. She gasped as one hand slammed into her neck. His other hand grabbed her shoulder. She stumbled backward as he ripped the lunch sack from her hand. The sandwich fell to the dirt. Chad sat back down. He groped around inside the sack and pulled out a granola bar. "You didn't have to do that," she told him. "I was giving it to you." He tore off the wrapping and then ate the bar in 3 bites. "You're going to choke if you're not careful," she warned. "I know who you are," he said as he chewed the last of the bar. "You're Tamiya, Marshall's little friend." "So? I never said I wasn't." "You did this," he accused. "I've been thinking of all the things I'd do to you if I ever saw you again, and here you are." Tamiya bit her lip. "I'm sorry," she said. "I didn't know the mud would make you blind. Anyway, you shouldn't have been beating up Marshall, and you said you were going to beat me up next." "Don't think I wouldn't," said Chad, "just because you're a girl." "The mud hurt me too," Tamiya told him. "My hand and arm are all covered in blisters, and maybe my face too. I don't know. There's something really bad in that mud." He took several deep, struggled breaths. "Is anyone else looking for me?" he asked. "Do they even know I'm gone?" "The whole school knows. Everyone thinks you joined a motorcycle gang or something." He made a noise that could have been a laugh. Tamiya looked at the sandwich lying on the ground between them. She wanted to pick it up, but was afraid to get too close to him. "The whole time I've been out here," he said, "I've just kept thinking, no one knows, no one cares, over and over in my head. No one knows, no one cares." "Well, your parents have to know," she pointed out. "Maybe." "Like when you didn't show up for dinner, or at bedtime?" "Yeah, right," Chad said. "Maybe when they came to tuck me in and read me a bedtime story." He made that same distorted, laughing sound again, which quickly degenerated into a retching cough. Tamiya worried he was going to throw up. The coughing stopped, and Chad took several short, quick breaths. "What else you got in here?" he asked, holding up her lunch sack. "My sandwich is on the ground," she told him. "I'll get it for you if you promise not to jump at me again." He said nothing. She cautiously moved closer, keeping her eyes on him. The 2 halves had been sliced diagonally. She bent over and quickly picked up one half and then the other. He remained where he was. She shook off the dirt the best she could. "Okay, I'm going to hand it to you now. You don't have to grab it." She held out one half of the sandwich. He reached up, then grabbed her by the wrist hard. She didn't make a sound. He twisted her wrist as he took the half sandwich from her. "Why are you so mean?" she asked. He took a bite, and then another without finishing the first. As he continued to chew, she could tell he was having trouble swallowing. "Sorry, there's nothing more to drink," she said. "There's some sliced fruit in the sack." He dug around in her lunch sack and got the plastic container. He grimaced as he swallowed the last of his mouthful. "This?" She watched him fumble with the lid. "You're going to spill it," she warned, and quickly stepped up and took it from him. He let her. She removed the lid and handed it back to him. Apples and pears. He ate a slice of fruit, savoring its wetness. He took another bite of the sandwich, smaller this time, and then another slice of fruit. "The jam is homemade," she said, filling the silence. "From real strawberries. It has less sugar than the kind you get in the store. My mom made it." She didn't know why she was telling him this. She felt stupid. "It's good," Chad said, to her surprise. When he finished his half sandwich, she gave him the other half. "Can you see at all?" she asked. "Only up real close, like just before I smack into something. I can tell something's there, and then bam!" He made the same laughing noise. He ate a small bite of the sandwich, followed by a slice of pear. "You must have been really cold," she said. "Did you sleep at all?" "Who are you, my mother?" "Sorry for caring," she said. "I bet you and your family have dinner together every night, don't you?" It was more of an accusation than a question. She answered anyway. "Just me and my mom. if she's not working too late. My parents are divorced. I don't have any brothers or sisters, and my dad lives in Philadelphia. Does she read you bedtime stories too? He asked. Another accusation. Sometimes we take turns reading to each other. She likes to keep up with what I'm doing at school. She waited for him to say something, to mock her, but he didn't say anything. He ate the last slice of fruit, then licked the bottom of the container, trying to get every last drop of liquid. He let her take the empty sack from him. She gathered up the containers and bits of trash and put them all back inside the sack. She was no litter bug. No one knows, no one cares, Chad muttered. 2 times 4,194,304 equals 8,388,608. 2 times 8,388,608 equals 16,777,216.